So you're working as a business analyst for a technology company that is considering implementing an AI-powered chatbot for their customers. How would you approach the analysis and evaluation of this AI chatbot solution to ensure it aligns with the company's objectives and effectively meets the needs of both customer and support team? How would you determine the key performance indicators to measure the success and effectiveness of AI chatbot implementation? So we all know what is a chatbot. That is a system AI which automatically searches the information from various tools or from various databases it has and provides the answers and provides the solutions for the customer. For that matter, as a BA, if you want to implement any solution or if you want to analyze the performance of any implemented solution, you need to understand the company's business and business objective. So for us, in order to understand the company's business and you have to understand what is the goal of the company, and you need to make sure how that goal is being defined. So in order to understand the company's goal, in order to understand and design the goal of the company and make the solutions that we align as per the company's standards or company's need, it's very important for us to understand the SMART framework. So SMART framework is nothing but it's an acronym which is used to define our goals, how our goal should be. So SMART, specific is you should have a clear path to attain your goal, and you should have a clear picture as like what your goal should look like. In our case, it should be like what are the various we have to implement a chatbot solution so that it reduces the manual effort. And you should have a clear path how you're gonna achieve this goal. Okay, and then it's measurable. You should have a you should measure the efficiency of the process before, and then after implementation you should have a base metrics already, so that to make sure once you have implemented, when you measure that efficiency, how it's gonna look, it's increasing or it's decreasing. You should have a different definite metrics which can be measurable and then achievable. The goal which we define should be achievable. It should be a realistic one. It should not be something that we cannot achieve. And then relevant. It means that the goal, whatever the problem the business has stated, the goal should be in such a way that it is relevant to the business, the problem that has been given. And the next is time bound. Time bound is you have you should have specific timelines for the deliverables. You said that this can be measured, these are the metrics that can be used to measure, and this is the path you're gonna use to attain your goal. And based on all this, what is the timeline that you have given, that you can have in order to achieve this particular goal? So this is a SMART framework. And now let's see, let's take this, what is a business, let's understand the SMART framework from the small example that we have here. So let's say our business goal is improve the digital experience of the customer by implementing chatbot as a new support channel. Let's say we have a customer case support where there are so many waiting lines for the customer, and the customer support is not able to address all the issues, and at the same time the company, our business goal is like the company want to improve the digital experience and reduce the waiting lines by implementing this chatbot. So and the next one, now we are clear that we want to reduce our waiting timelines, and now it's like we need to have the themes. How do you measure these metrics? I mean, how once the solution is implemented, how you're gonna measure it? So for that, we have taken here 3 themes like adoption, goal attainment, and satisfaction. So for each theme, we should have the metrics, okay, in and out of the bot. So in and out of the bot, we should have the metrics to measure them, so that which helps us to ensure that the solution which we have implemented is useful and it is aligned to the business objectives or business goals. So let's see what are those metrics. The first is customer engagement metrics. So customer engagement is like, once, as I said, many customers are calling and there is a waiting line. So how these customers are engaged by the automatic solution, by the chatbot solution that we have provided, and how much time they are engaged, and how they are, whether they are able to get the solution without any through the chatbot, how much time it is taking. So it resolve the solution, that is a customer, and whether they are able to use the chatbot effectively. And yeah, that's customer engagement. And customer retention is how many customers, there are some 10 customers who have been opted for chatbot solution in the starting, and out of those 10 customers, how many of them have come for the second time for the using for the second time and use chatbot solution instead of going to the manual way. So this shows that adoption. This helps us in calculating the adoption metrics. It shows how it shows the rate of the customers that have adopted, how much how effectively the customers are happy and adopted to the chatbot solution. The next one is customer satisfaction. When there is a chatbot, when the customer uses chatbot, or even now when we call to any call center, we get at the end they ask us for the rating from the 1 to 5. What is your satisfaction rate? So we need to conduct such kind of a surveys to know the customer satisfaction once they have used this chatbot, so that it helps us to understand whether they are how many customers are satisfied, and to what extent they have been satisfied by this solution. And the next is agent handover or escalation. And this is like, first the customers are using an automatic chatbot route, and uh, and uh, uh, and they are not able to complete their problem or solve their problem through this chatbot solution, and asking for the manual help, and that is being escalated to the call center. So how many such calls have been addressed, have been addressed in the over period of time. And the next one is containment rate. Containment rate is how much the customers how much time the customers have been completed the entire process without without going to the manual process, without going to the manual process. They have been completed, they were able to complete and get the entire solution through the chatbot way instead of going to the manual solution. So this helps us in goal attainment. Our major intention was to reduce the timeline, reduce the timeline of the waiting for the customers. So these metrics helps us in understanding the chatbot solution which we have implemented have whether it has satisfied and it has been useful, and it has been reducing the manual effort and inclined to the business objective solutions or not. So all these metrics helps us in analyzing um, uh, those problematic areas.